Hi everyone, in this video we'll be looking at pattern Yul Gok, which is the 5th cup blue stripe pattern with 38 movements. As usual, we'll do a stop-start analysis of the pattern with some key teaching points and then play the pattern in full afterwards. So the ready position for Yul Gok is parallel ready stance, and then the first move we're going to take the left leg to the left, dropping into sitting stance, forming a focus punch. So as we move, we're just going to drop into our sitting stance, lifting the hand up at the same time. So it's going to come out onto the shoulder line at shoulder height. And I'm going to follow that with two fast motion middle punches. From there, we're going to bring the left leg to the right, transfer the weight, and take the right leg out, sitting stance, focus punch. Again, just dropping into the stance. So that focus punch, again, should be shoulder height and coming out at the shoulder line, not the center line. And then two fast motion punches. From there, we're going to move the right leg in and out to an angle that allows us to get our rear foot at 45 degrees and do an inner forearm block. So if this is the start of my pattern diagram here, I'm going to turn as I step, turning my left foot so that it's about 45 degrees. Okay. Performing inner forearm middle block. Then we're going to step forwards, low section, front snap kick, followed by walking stance, fast motion, two punches. Making sure you're practicing getting correct sine wave on those two punches. And the first one is with the rear heel on the floor for a solid punch. Going to pivot on the right foot, turning to our left again so that rear foot is pointing at 45 degrees to the pattern diagram, inner forearm middle block, low snap kick, fast motion double punch. Okay, we're now going to pivot on the left foot, moving the right leg in and then back onto the center line of our pattern diagram, performing a middle hooking block with the right hand. Okay, from there, making sure that that hooking block is performed in natural motion, so it's not slow, but also there's no impact on the end. Okay, coming up and over in an arcing motion so that you can land it on top of someone's arm. Next two moves in connecting motion, we're going to do a hooking block with the reverse hand at the highest point of our sine wave and then drop with an obverse middle punch. 1, 2. On that, you're going to start the breath on the hooking block with a soft breath and then a nice sharp breath on the punch. So as we do that block is going to be soft breath continuing into the hard punch. Okay, we're going to step and repeat that same combination. Hook block, connecting hook block punch, and then step forwards with a middle four-fist punch in walking stance. From there, we're going to take the left leg forwards into bending stance with a middle forearm guarding block. Make sure you are actually performing the block, not just making a shape. Here. Then a middle side piercing kick, extending the arm over the kick, landing in a middle front elbow strike in walking stance. Okay, as you're doing that elbow strike, the elbowing arm, you've got your back fist pointing up to the ceiling, elbow into the finger belly. Okay, we're then going to pivot on the left foot, picking the right leg straight up into bending stance, forearm guarding block. So there's no stepping, it's just a pivot and lifting the back foot, side kick, and front elbow strike. Okay. From there, moving the left leg in and then out into our left L stance twin knife hand block. And step forwards, straight fingertip thrust. Okay, we're then going to pivot to our right, around the left foot, and repeat those two moves. Twin knife hand block, middle straight fingertip thrust. Okay, from there, we're going to take the left leg to our left, back down that center line, and do a high outer forearm block in walking stance, followed by middle reverse punch making sure you're changing that shoulder facing, half facing on the block, and then full facing on the punch. And then step forwards, repeat the same, high block and a middle punch. Okay. From here, we're going to jump forwards into X stance, high back fist strike. So you want to travel about the length of one low stance. The left foot is going to land on a hold foot on the floor, and the right ball of the foot is going to tuck in behind. Your stance should all be pointing 45 degrees. So your both feet pointing at 45 degrees, your knees following your feet, hips following that, and your shoulders following that. Your your technique is going to be back down your original center line. So for example, I've got my feet pointing this way, but I'm actually striking straight down this way. Okay, and I'm looking towards the strike. Trying to make sure you're using the hips and the body to give you extra power for this strike, which probably seems to be one of the most challenging movements in the whole pattern. Here, stepping forwards, high back fist strike. From there, we're going to rotate round to our right, so unspinning, and then stepping to the side, walking stance, high double forearm block, and then stepping in foot to foot and high double forearm block. Trying to make sure both of those last two movements are in half facing. Okay, from there, pulling the left leg back into our ready position. Okay, so we'll play that again without commentary. Excellent. And there we have Yul Gok. So I hope you found that useful. If you've got any comments or questions, then leave a message or drop me a line. Take care.